This is Nightline. Tonight, permanently scarred?
The second it touched my skin, it felt like I got slapped in the face with fire.
The woman who went viral about the skin damage she says she got after seeing a celebrity esthetician, once featured on shows like Real Housewives of Orange County.
My name is Sonia Dakar, and guess what you're gonna have today? You're gonna have the Nightmare, but the best result on the planet.
What her lawsuit alleges happened at the hands of the professional she trusted, who denies all wrongdoing.
I have a large P shape here where she first used the dropper on it.
And the decision by a state board effective today. Plus, the battle over the estate of Cosby show star Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
You know the night is the right time.
Why his widow is now suing the actor's mother for more than $1 million, 1 year after his tragic drowning, and what she's asking the judge to do immediately. And the return of
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Jimmy Kimmel takes us behind the scenes of the Emmy-winning game show. Which celebrity duos will be competing this season?
I kind of know it. I agree with you. Okay. Don't take my word for it.
Chasing that $1 million win for charity. From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, meet the woman who says she thought she hit the jackpot when she found an esthetician to the stars, Sonia Dakar, but alleges in a lawsuit she was permanently harmed by her treatment. Allegations Dakar denies. What the California State Board told Dakar she must do effective today. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Victoria Nelson has always taken pride in putting her best face forward.
So I'm gonna cleanse you and see what we'll do.
For years, the 33-year-old talent agent has been turning to estheticians to manage her reoccurring breakouts.
You're basically getting power washed.
So when she snagged a spot with one of Hollywood's most celebrated estheticians, Sonia Dakar, she thought her skin would be forever changed. And it was, but not in the way she imagined.
It's a pretty scarring, literally, experience for me. I was scabbing and sobbing and scared.
Her video about a traumatic chemical peel going viral.
So many of you have DM'd me and tagged me in Victoria Nelson's TikTok video.
As a licensed esthetician, seeing these pictures makes me so sad.
I really urge you to watch it and support her.
When was the moment that you realized something was wrong?
The second it touched my skin, it felt like I got slapped in the face with fire.
She says the permanent damage from the treatment cost her tens of thousands of dollars and thrust her into a years-long legal battle.
So we're suing.
I think it just connected with so many people they've seen a dermatologist that have treated them wrong. They've seen a plastic surgeon who has led them astray. Everyone's had this provider and client issue.
Dewy, lit from within skin is the latest beauty trend. Celebrities inviting Vogue into their bathrooms to show how they achieved that flawless complexion, from Dua Lipa.
Hey Vogue, it's Dua Lipa.
To Hailey Bieber.
Helps to give you that glow.
And Zoe Kravitz.
Enhance the things that you love.
Some people chasing that coveted glow, trying everything from the simplest of scrubs and several-step routines to more elaborate treatments like salmon sperm facials.
Probably the craziest skincare treatment that I've ever had done.
The likes of Kim Kardashian and a bunch of other celebrities swear by them.
It doesn't look that bad.
Sonia Dakar promised her clients skincare solutions backed by decades of experience. On her website, the esthetician showcasing herself with high-profile clients like Gwyneth Paltrow and has boasted about treating celebrities like Drew Barrymore and Sofia Vergara. The Real Housewives of Orange County even took a trip to her clinic for so-called fitness facials in 2008.
My name is Sonia Dakar, and guess what you're gonna have today? You're gonna have the Nightmare, but the best result on the planet.
Victoria first started seeing Sonia in 2019 after a dermatologist prescribed medication didn't resolve her adult acne.
She has her own product line. From the outside, it looks like a very safe place to go, and it's well trusted and it's world renowned. I know her products are, at least they were at the time, in spas across the globe.
She says she started seeing Sonia regularly for facials and microdermabrasion, followed by red light therapy. And Victoria says it seemed to be working. She says she quickly built a close relationship with Sonia.
Oh, when it was great, it was great. She was like my LA mom. I saw her every week for probably the first month and a half. And that's when I really started to notice the difference. She would refer to me like her daughter. I met her family.
But then one day in April 2021, Victoria says everything changed.
I went in for my standard appointment. It was the same. And at the end of it, she's like, what if we do a peel? And we had done them a handful of times. I had never had any issue. It has like a little bit of a bite, but then it subsides pretty quickly. This one did not subside, and it was a lot more than a bite.
Victoria says she tried to stay calm.
And I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but I tried to muscle through it. I kind of convinced myself that I was being sensitive. I was like, I don't really know what's happening. I just know that it doesn't feel right.
When she finally had a look at her face after the chemical peel, she says she was horrified.
So I have a large P shape here where she first used the dropper on it. A little bit here, some fell just under my left eyebrow, and by the time this drop hit, my eyes were tearing up, and I was like, I think we need to take it off. And that's when I took my front camera out on my phone and I thought she had applied a cream over my face because it was stark white and like kind of gooey, so it looked more like a cream, and then I pretty quickly realized that that was actually how bad my skin had burned.
In the days following that appointment, Victoria says her cheeks and forehead scabbed, peeled, and turned a deep red. In court filings, Sonia Dakar says that Victoria was aware of the risk of injury, but still decided to undergo the treatment, and that any alleged injuries or damage was the sole result of Victoria's physical bodily condition. In the aftermath, Victoria says Sonia told her not to panic and to keep coming back to try and repair her skin.
I asked her, like, should I go see a doctor? And she was so calm that it was reassuring that she was confident that it would be fixable and it would be perfect in a month.
Victoria says she shelled out another approximately $30,000 to Sonia over more than 2 years, but her skin damage never improved.
I think what's really interesting about some of these is there's no one behind those eyes, which is really sad to look back at.
Some people watching might wonder why you would go back to the person who did this to you. What would you say to those people?
I think if it had been the first time or even the first year that I knew this person, like, I would have walked out and never turned back. We had had so much history.
So when I first saw Victoria, I diagnosed her with deep pigmentation.
Victoria eventually went to Dr. Monica Kirapolsky, a board-certified dermatologist, who told Victoria she had severe burns.
She's completely lost the pigment in those areas, and it's one of the hardest things in our whole field that we can treat. It's almost impossible to treat.
Dr. Kirapolsky says Victoria should have seen a doctor immediately after the burn, but because her scarring had become more severe, there wasn't much she could do.
What I know now from a number of other doctors is that the aftercare was actually some of the worst part of this. My understanding now is her sending me home, I could have gone septic, I could have gotten an infection, I could have lost a limb, I could have died.
Victoria filed a complaint with the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology and sued Sonia in civil court for fraud and unlawful business practices, alleging that Sonia intentionally placed an unknown substance, likely acid, onto her face, causing severe burns and permanent scarring.
I would love to know what was in the bottle. I would love to know why she didn't send me to a burn unit. Like, there's just certain things that it would help me sleep better.
In the process of filing the suit, Victoria also found out that some of the other treatments Sonia gave her, like microneedling, are actually not supposed to be performed by an esthetician in the state of California.
Build the collagen very well and make it look super amazing smooth.
One of the challenges in the aesthetics industry is that licensure and scope of practice can vary significantly from state to state. So what one esthetician is legally allowed to do in one state may not be permitted in another state.
In the state of California, we have a really small scope of practice as estheticians. I always joke that we're glorified face washers. There's really not much we're allowed to do.
It's really important for people to do their research, to be well informed before they walk into any procedure.
Victoria says over the course of working with Sonia, she's paid her over $70,000 total and is suing for restitution. The state board ordered Sonia to surrender her license, effective today. It cited Victoria's story in their decision.
I hope that starting July 22nd, that the streets of Beverly Hills are a little safer.
A representative for Sonia Dakar declined to comment, citing the active litigation, but said that the allegations are baseless and they expect Ms. Dakar will be vindicated at trial. Today, Victoria has a team around her to help her manage her skin, a dermatologist she sees twice a week, another one she sees once a quarter, and Candace Marino, her new trusted esthetician.
We just cleansed, and I think I want to do miso jet today.
Even though her skin will never be the same, she hopes sharing her story will encourage others to research and question when trying new treatments.
It isn't just me versus Sonia. I think it's consumers finally asking for what they deserve.
Our thanks to Sophie. When we come back, why late Cosby Show star Malcolm-Jamal Warner's widow is suing the actor's mother for more than $1 million. Welcome back. The widow of Cosby Show star Malcolm-Jamal Warner filing a lawsuit 1 year after his tragic drowning death. She's seeking $1.2 million, alleging he didn't live up to their premarital agreement. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
1 year after the tragic death of beloved actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner, a legal battle is emerging over the estate he left behind.
You know the night is the right time.
For 8 seasons, Warner grew up in America's living rooms as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
Look at these sleeves.
Now, his widow, Dr. Tanisha Warner, is suing his mother, Pamela Warner, who oversees the Warner Family Trust. The lawsuit claims Tanisha is owed more than $1.2 million under a premarital agreement, including a $1 million life insurance policy that she says was never put in place, along with other financial commitments she alleges were left unfulfilled after his unexpected death. The petition also claims the trust was created nearly 3 decades ago, long before Malcolm married or became a father. Tanisha telling ABC News, "Malcolm had every intention to provide for our 9-year-old daughter and me. Legally, I had no choice but to take action to protect our rights before any potential statute of limitations expired."
There are 2 kinds of trusts. One is called a revocable trust and one's an irrevocable trust. The reason that this lawsuit could succeed is because it seems this was a revocable trust, which means he still had control over it during his life. If this had been what's called an irrevocable trust, that would mean the money was out of his estate. And as a result, it would be much, much harder for her to win any lawsuit.
Pamela Warner has not yet responded to our request for comment. Warner died last July at the age of 54 after he was caught in a strong current while swimming during a family vacation in Costa Rica.
Our thanks to Morgan. We turn now to the return of the landline. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis tells us why some stars and non-celebrities alike are teaching their children to make calls the old-fashioned way.
We may have left Blondie hanging on the telephone so many years ago. But these days, the phone call is back for an encore. It used to come with instructions.
Before calling any number, first secure the number from your new directory.
And a new generation may actually need a lesson in dialing. Parents, including singer and actress Christina Milian, testing their kids on TikTok to see if they'd know how to make a phone call on an old landline.
So, Violet, you know how to use one of these phones?
Yes.
Show me.
How do you do it? Hey, Mama. Talk to the girls.
For mom of 2, Christina Wallace, her kid's favorite toy is now the Tin Can phone, a Wi-Fi-enabled phone that lets you program pre-approved contacts, taking what's old and making it new again.
With this phone, they're on it and they're talking. They're asking questions, and they can talk for 30 or 40 minutes, which is really delightful to see and to overhear.
Experts say it's an important skill for teens to develop.
FaceTiming isn't made for direct communication. However, when you're on the phone, it's different. You have got to turn up your active listening skills. You've got to engage your emotional intelligence and have empathy. but making these phone calls regularly will help them to grow these muscles enough to build a good human connection.
Our thanks to Rebecca. When we come back, we're behind the scenes with Jimmy Kimmel for the return of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Which celebrity contestant duos will take the stage this season? Finally tonight, Jimmy Kimmel was back hosting a brand new season of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? He took ABC's Chris Connolly behind the scenes on the show that has celebrity duos digging deep to score $1 million for the charity of their choice.
Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
It's the celebrity edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, featuring pairs in the chairs, and Jimmy Kimmel as the host, returning for his 5th season.
Thank you, Jimmy, for talking to us.
Thank you for talking to me. Nobody talks to me anymore, and I appreciate it.
I think a lot of people will be talking to you here on the set of Celebrity Millionaire.
But you know, they're here for money. It's not organic.
But for a greater cause for money.
That's true, yes. Everybody's playing for charity. How obnoxious would it be if we had celebrities on the show playing for themselves?
Kind of awesome, too, but still.
It would be, it would be funny if there was one celebrity. Actually, you know what? Last season, when Matt Damon played, he kept all the money. He said he was going to give it to charity. We have no evidence that he did. I finally made it on your show.
Damon, that Kimmel nemesis, partnering with Jeopardy's Ken Jennings to win $1 million for water.org.
Why do they work so well, the celebrity pairings?
It creates a dynamic between the players. It's really like a conflict. Now, you got two people having to make a decision, which is, it's not great if you think about it. It's great for me. It's not great in general because they have to figure it out between them. And then sometimes you have, like, we had Ray Romano and Brad Garrett on the show, and they were just fighting the whole time. It was like they were really brothers from Everybody Loves Raymond.
You smell it! You smell it!
This summer's duos include SNL's Colin Jost and Michael Che.
This music is too dramatic.
And Larry David with daughter Cassie David.
She obviously talked him into doing this, you know. It's one of those, it's like, I think she dragged him in here. Ben Affleck is playing with Jamie Ding.
This is the Jeopardy champion.
Matt Damon snuck in under Ken Jennings, and so his friend Ben, I think, thought that was a good idea, and he got Jamie Ding.
Must be pretty excited to get these guys in the chair.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, they want to win money for charity, but they also don't want to look stupid. And that's part of the fun, too.
Well, you're willing to exploit that, aren't you? You do a great job of doing that.
More than just willing. In fact, it's my goal.
And how are you in the wake of everything that's gone on around you and with you in the last 12 months or so?
I'm still here. I'm still going. I'm happy that I am. I'm grateful that I am. You know, sometimes you get in a job and you're like, oh, I have to go to work today and whatever, but it's made me rethink that, and I feel very lucky to be able to say what I like to say every night.
Kimmel also sharing good news about his son Billy, who was born with a congenital heart disease and who celebrated his 9th birthday in April.
He's doing great. Thank God, he's doing great. He had 3 open heart surgeries. As far as we know, he won't need another one, and he's just a really very, very weird, very funny kid.
God bless him. That's amazing.
People ask me, how's he doing? Is he okay? And I say, physically, he's okay. Mentally, he's very strange. My wife is at a hotel with him this weekend, and he was on the balcony mooning a wedding party.
Our thanks to Chris. You can catch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Wednesday nights on ABC and streaming the next day on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. That's Nightline for this evening. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.